Today's lesson is on equivalent fractions and simplifying fractions. First, we're going to look at equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are equal. This means that if we have a fraction, we can multiply or divide the numerator and the denominator by the same number and get an equal fraction or an equivalent fraction. So for our first example, we're going to complete the equations to form equivalent fractions. So for A, we have 3/6 would equal 9 over something. On the top, on the numerators, we can do 3 times 3 to get 9. If we want to make sure these are equivalent fractions, we have to do the same thing for the denominator. So we're going to take 6 times 3 for the denominator, and 6 times 3 is 18. So 3/6 is equal to 9/18. For our second example, we are starting with 4/5, and we want to come up with a fraction that is equivalent. For our denominators, we are starting with 5, and we end up with 20. So we are multiplying by 4. Now we do the same thing for the numerator. We're going to multiply by 4, and 4 times 4 is 16. So 4/5 is equal to 16/20. Now we have a couple of additional examples for you to write on the back of your whisk form. You can pause the video and try them on your own, or you can go ahead and just follow along. You want to complete the equations to form equivalent fractions. For number 1, we're starting with 8/9, and this is equal to 32 over something. On the numerator, we are starting with 8, and we are ending up with 32. So 8 times 4 would give us 32. Since we want to make equivalent fractions, we need to multiply the denominator by 4 as well. And 9 times 4 is 36. So 8/9 is equal to 32 over 36. For number 2, we're starting with 5/15, and we want something that's equal to 25 over something. For the numerators, we have 5, and we're multiplying that by 5 to get 25. So for the denominator, we need to also multiply by 5, and 15 times 5 is 75. So 5/15 is equal to 25 over 75. For our second example, we're simplifying fractions. We want our fractions in simplest form, or lowest terms. For our first example, we have 14/18. In order to simplify fractions, we need to divide the numerator and the denominator by the greatest common factor. So our greatest common factor for 14 and 18 is 2. So we're going to divide 14 by 2, and we get 7. And we also want to divide 18 by 2, and we will get 9. So 14/18 would be simplified to 7/9. For our second example, we're starting off with 24/30. Our greatest common factor would be 6. So we're going to divide the numerator by 6, and 24 divided by 6 is 4. And we also are going to divide our denominator by 6, and 30 divided by 6 is 5. So 24/30 would simplify to 4/5. Now we have a couple of additional examples for your whisk form. You can pause the video and try them on your own, or you can follow along. We're going to write each fraction in simplest form. For number 3, we're starting with 4/12. We want to find our greatest common factor of 4 and 12, and that would be 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. Remember, you have to divide the top and the bottom, or the numerator and the denominator, by the same number so that they are still equal. And for number 4, we have 36 over 63. We need to find our greatest common factor, and our greatest common factor would be 9. So we're going to divide the numerator by 9, so 36 divided by 9 is 4, and we also want to divide our denominator by 9, and 63 divided by 9 is 7. So 36 over 63 would simplify to 4/7. Don't forget to fill out your whisk form, and remember, you can watch the video again if needed.